Hello, hello. My name is Pangolin. I am here casting some of the Cartographers 2 Community Cup. This is the Scout Division semifinals. We are watching Team, I'm going to butcher this name, Team Lelijk, which I believe is translates to, at least Google Translate says translates to Team Ugly. So we're going to call them Team L today against fully exposed Woodline. This is the Scout Division for the Community Cup. So we're going to see some fun play. They are best of fives, so we'll see a variety of maps and civilizations. We're starting out game one here on Nomad, a very much more traditional map than some of the maps that we have seen in this tournament. So to start us off, we have for Team Lelijk, we have red a hot cow playing as the Armenians, and we have Bayani playing as the Teutons. Some interesting choices in terms of nomad civs. I don't know how commonly. I think I've maybe seen Armenians played on here occasionally, but Teutons seem less common. But they have a great tower drop. For fully exposed Woodline, we have Kama SM playing as the Italians, and we have Dwight Schrute, our favorite beet farmer, playing as the Wu. I'm not really familiar with the Wu being played on Nomad. I don't have a lot of experience with the new civs, but I'm guessing that they'll be just fine. They seem to be fine at pretty much everything else. We're starting off pretty standard with the Armenians dropping a dock over here from the one Ville, and apparently have found some sheep that are transiting back to the main base, bringing in a boar. Over here, the Teuton player is just working on some food resource gathering and does have a dock up here. Let's see what else we have. Over here, we have Dwight Schrute dropping his own. He actually has 2 villagers over here, which makes me... Oh, no, actually 3 villagers over here. Interesting. So they must have started as a cluster due to the 9 villager start. But has the dock over there, and blues over here. So everybody is out to docks as expected. The fishery sources are extremely good in terms of tempo on Nomad. There doesn't seem to be a good reason to not do it early, other than in traditional 3-ville start Nomad, if you are less confident in your ability to keep that eco running. But doesn't seem to be the case. Got a ping out of yellow. I was looking up here. Maybe looking at the boar. Unclear. So in terms of configuration, we have both red and yellow out of Team L on the top side. Kama SM is sort of blue, sort of holding up this center section. And then way down here, super safe, is the Wu player. We'll see how that works in terms of benefit. Otherwise, we see a pretty standard early game. Lots of food resource gathering, lots of wood gathering. We see Loom coming in for the Teuton player, probably getting ready to click up. So Teutons, probably play scouts. Probably see archers out of the Armenian player. And then Italians are going to want to play, archers most likely. And then I think Wu are infantry, if I remember correctly. So we'll see what happens there. That was just a awkward. It was getting housed Loom. Seems good. At least to keep your town center running properly. Let's actually set that up. Yeah. So we do see a bit of idle time, particularly on the side of Team L. Not a crazy amount for the level we're at, but we do see the click up coming in through for the Italian player. Should be able to get up and with 21 villagers potentially drop a barracks, drop a range. Good placement in terms of between these 2 wood lines is very defensible, but with the stone very close. The Italians can get into the Genoese crossbowmen, which can be difficult to deal with at lower levels in terms of their ability to kill cavalry. And then, they kill cavalry and they make it awkward to try and deal with it. In the team games, especially, transitioning into skirmishers can be difficult because they're not a gold unit. You want to be on those heavy gold units. But then you also have to like take these somewhat negative archer fights. Italians now have pavis with the +1/+1 built into their civilization. So it's easier to have them duke it out in terms of archer fights. But we'll see what happens there. I would assume that if that was intentional at all, obviously sometimes people just drop exactly where they are, and he might have gotten lucky. Oh, right on stone here. Are they all have stone? Nope. So we see actually a little bit of action up here with the villagers coming over from that dock area trying to snag some resources. They did snag, I don't know if they snagged those sheep or they just found them, but they do have those resources. I think they can, I'm trying to remember if they could actually harvest and take them to the dock. Oh, we see green and yellow going up as well, so that puts everybody, red is about to be up in 21 seconds. So we'll see here, mill going up in kind of an awkward position. See in terms of development, we do see some gold presence. We're going straight fast castle for the Italians, it looks like. Yep, click up there with a market blacksmith. Green is buying upgrades, so and man-at-arms, which makes me think less likely. This is a heck of a long walk for this man-at-arms rush play. Like, I don't think they're, that's currently the only militia out there, and has a long way to go to get up there to potentially deal damage to the Teuton player even. Oh, there's some man-at-arms coming out of this side dock here. Teuton player is going to make good use of the higher capacity of the towers and sort of put down a tower here, which is having the added effect of really just pinging these fish, making it clear, hey, we're not going to go this way. Wu over here are enjoying the regen on these man-at-arms, and I would assume he's going to continue massing out of this barracks. So I guess he doesn't have to walk quite as far. Maybe it was an accidental click. Select all barracks error. But Italian player is looking fairly clean aside from his kind of idle eco. But will be up very soon. Is on stone. Does he have the appropriate amount? Not quite there yet. Very close. But that could come down in the form of a castle being dropped directly like here, which would be, you know, head off gold. I think the temptation is also going to be to take this hill. But at this early stage, for how quick efficient that castle was, this seems very good right here. But we will have to keep an eye on for that. Red is just chopping away, doing their own thing over here, building out this eco. Very wood heavy at this point, a little bit on gold. I don't see, okay, market up, blacksmith up. Not anything, you know, 5 fishing ships. It does have galleys out and about, but they are mostly down here. Oh, there's some galleys looking for some hits on these fish, presumably. So that could be beneficial. Oh, see, the castle came down. That's pretty good. I mean, again, it would have been, I feel like it would have been nicer to try and eliminate this woodline and to control this gold. But I don't know that it's worth complaining about getting that castle dropped. It's going to be hitting that town center to start. You see a bit of fire galleys versus the regular galleys, just slugging it out. Let's see if those galleys can play back, and yep, it's going to be microed out. We see a blue galley down here. The Italian cheaper ships making an appearance. And we see that castle go up. Are we getting Genoese out of there right away? Probably not. Fletching coming in. So with the fletching, that'll be covering more of that wood line, potentially force them off of this stone. If you can get it, Bodkin, really keep them off of that. But so Armenian galley mass is going on, but these are going to probably fall if you're not microing them. Yeah, geez, that died nice and quick. So fletching comes in for the Italian player. Starts killing villagers on stone, picks up one off of gold. Gonna probably pick this guy right here. Maybe not. It's already shooting in the process of shooting down that town center. Could put the Teuton player in a bad position, given that he is still in feudal age. The man-at-arms come around from the Wu player, really backing up his Italian forward. and looking for stuff. If only he had looked right here, he could have probably gotten through. He's looking for a little bit of pressure. You know, when the castle's forward to knock people off of these resources, then to have the man-at-arms back there pressuring would be very useful. You see just the towers plinking away. He's picking up another boar. Italian player dropping another TC already, getting that eco really rolling. Normally that fast castle would be punished by feudal age aggression, but we're only seeing red going up now, and there's not really a presence militarily for yellow and red, other than those galleys, which are not doing sufficient damage against the green fire galleys. So we do see some Genoese starting to come out, which makes sense. You might as well just produce them and start pinging wood lines. We've got so fully exposed team fully exposed woodline is definitely putting the pressure on, laying down the law in terms of their positioning, and green is back here fairly safe, just sort of developing that eco and then playing forward with fire galleys. This nice little forward. It does have an arch range and a stable up here, which is interesting. Green ships going forward to try and pick some of these fishing ships. I don't know if how long these galleys are going to last in this world. The man-at-arms cut through the first house, and they're trying to. We see a 4-house emergency wall out of the Teuton player, which they're also going to get forced off of by these Genoese crossbowmen. And the Teuton player is getting up with probably did some repairs to get up in that town center, presumably with the hope of a castle going down. Interesting. To really try and keep this area intact. This could be dangerous if these man-at-arms actually come through here. There's a lot of crossbowmen. They could potentially, they can start hurting people, start hurting bills here. And the castle goes up, and now they're gonna plink the free murder holes coming in handy, killing those man-at-arms that directly under there, and with all the villagers in there really laying down the law with those castle shots. Town center goes down. Still pinging here. We see galleys, so still red trying to figure out, I think, what the plan is. Red, as the Armenians going into longsword, it's getting that upgrade early. Can technically go getting longswords in the appropriate time, getting potentially the ability to go up to two-hand and champions. I don't know if we'll see those. Only has one longsword on the field currently. There we go, two-hand swordsman. Green going up now, will be up in a second. I would assume it's going to just drop 2 TCs, like right off the bat. We see a third TC coming for the Italian player here, who's pretty dominantly controlling that center section. I don't see a good way for Team L to push them off of that, to push them out of this area, unless you go up and start playing the siege game, get a treb. And while the Teuton player has enough food for that, does not have enough gold. Vice versa, the Armenian player also has enough gold. But I don't know if we'll see that. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's just a big ask when there's this much military on the field. You can see it's 16-3, which means that still Team L is not putting a ton of military out on the field. I honestly don't think that their eco justifies that at this point. We still have we're 1 TC for red, but they're just like, I think we're gonna start seeing. Okay, so we're starting to see some two-handed swordsmen coming out. So they will be good, but they are going to still struggle against archers unless they get to close in, and they're thinking about it. But like, they do only have 2 armor, so Genoese crossbowmen are more than capable of killing those, even though they only have they're about to get bodkin. But same deal here. Town center going back up, just out of the range of that castle, trying to get that wood line, stay around the stone. The stone's going to still be very dangerous to go anywhere near due to the bodkin castle. So you see the dance going on between Red's army and the small Genoese crossbowmen army. We haven't actually seen... Ooh, so our green player is just sending some vills over. Is going to just go forward with a siege workshop and a barracks and just trying to exert more pressure over here. So I guess I was wrong that we weren't going to see, even though this is very protected, we're not going to see Dwight Schrute place more town centers. Scorpion out, do good against the Genoese crossbowmen, but they will die eventually. There's a decent sized mass. Pressure really coming in terms of being able to force red off of these wood lines. This stone is vulnerable. This gold is pretty well protected unless this gets wheeled around on. We do see red just sending two-handed swords into the town center, picking up some Vil kills. Actually picked up a lot of, I suppose he killed fish and chips, but he is losing Vils to these Armenian two-handed swordsmen. The crossbowman mass comes back, but now we have long swords in for the from the Wu player trying to push and stop this castle, but the castle is going to go up. So that should be able to somewhat calm down that push, although they aren't guaranteed that they're all going to die. These Giants, they are Giant swordsmen, so they have that extremely high pierce armor, 5 base. They get 2 from the armor. They also get upgrades when they go to imp, so that's very beneficial. More raids coming in here from the two-handed swordsman. He's been very active with this little army of being able to find pressure where he can. I wonder if he has arson already. He doesn't have arson, so it's not like so it'd be nice if you just like want to knock down these backs to potentially pick up arson. Geons are going to continue to really harass in here, and that high pierce armor means that they are pretty hard for the TCs and the TCs to kill. The castles can kill them fairly straightforward, but with us many idle villagers can be punishing. So you see motion. We have a lot of Genoese here. They're fine. It's just at this point we haven't seen any movement out of like any cavalry really. The Teuton player would typically probably be where that comes from, but yellow is struggling here. It's definitely taken the brunt of the fighting early. Is at 39 Vils, does have a second TC running, is doing good at getting that eco going, does have 6 ships, has Teutonic Knights. So if we end up with this big melee slap fight, Teutonic Knights could be extremely beneficial. We see another castle being dropped in the back, trying to defend this town center, but the two-hand swords are there. Let's see if he attacks that. I don't know if he probably still doesn't have arson. So he runs, getting out of there and knowing the value of having those two-hand swordsmen continue to be out and about. Overall, fully exposed Woodline's eco is a decent amount ahead, about 30-40 villagers ahead, mostly on the back of blue dropping these extra town centers and really keeping that eco running at 75 Vils, coupled with the early pressure on yellow. Red, meanwhile, is sort of doing their thing. I think this will be the first for the Armenian, and they get the free relic, which is always handy dandy. Yep, there we go. Free relic, another town center coming down out of the Teuton players. So they're backing up into this corner, which can always be a concern. It's good to survive. It's much better to survive than to die in place, but there could be real problems with staying alive late game for resources. Meanwhile, the Italian players picking up ballistics so that the crossbow mass can really start doing more damage. Really hit stuff as those two-handed swords are moving around, and then imp is also following in. We're really seeing a lot of the upgrades. Archer armor, masonry. I don't know if the archers really have seen much combat in terms of being attacked. They seem to be mostly just running around and damaging stuff. They have 10 kills, so they do have been able to do some work. But now we are going to see a Treb out of here. Yep, Treb out of here is going to try to make this push and clear out this eco. And with Genoese crossbowmen in this amount of mass, it's going to be very difficult to start to play around the idea of clearing that out, keeping that Treb down, Especially since, you know, it looks like the Armenian player might be up soon. So maybe it'll be a case of if this push goes slow enough that we will see that the Armenian player be able to defend this. But it seems I'm somewhat skeptical. We do see Trebs coming out for blue. They're just going to start hitting those Teuton castles and make those Cape Crusaders have to head back from whence they came. Overall, we do see Scorpions out of the Teuton player, which is good. That makes it is hard for the Genoese crossbowmen to push into. Now you don't really have to push into anything at the moment with these Trebs. So there's a lot to be killed fully within the range of this castle that you really don't want to be bringing that kind of fragile siege or even the infantry into. You will take just a lot of punishment. You can see that Teuton player is signaling the Wu player over here. He is built up into his Green Zico is actually up and running quite nicely now. Still fully exposed Woodline is still very much ahead. We're going to see this town center probably go down, although the Genoese are definitely taking some shots that they don't need to be taken. Yeah, so 4 Trebs. Yeah, 4 Trebs out of the Italian player. It means that he's going to start clearing stuff very quickly. Red is going up to Imp. This center TC is still the 1 TC. Yellow's a ways away. His house currently is going to get all this eco cleaned up. Really already has. And for the Italian player, we see Arson coming in. We see Imp coming in. Actually drop some back docks here to try to put some pressure down on green. And like remove, I think maybe mow down some of the ships. No, most of the ships are over here. So what do we see? We see another castle coming down. I don't know if I like how close this is. I would have liked to see like out here. And then you could at least cut off this area for the most part. There's probably the concern that those Trebs would come over and sit under the castle. But we'll see. Treb being built for the Armenian player. Wu is back here going up. Wu's still very much like kind of this mix. Fire archers, Jian swordsman, still the long swordsman out wandering around. I will say it's been very interesting watching both the Armenian and the Wu players really keep these mass of long swords and two-handed swords alive and out and wandering and doing things with them, picking off fills, knocking down, threatening castles, threatening villagers when they try and go build castles. Like that's very useful, where the tendency would be to stick them back home, to do this a lot more, right? To stack them up in the back and just be like, okay, well, we're going to fight when we have a giant mass of army. All right, so we are getting closer and closer to some sort of fight. We see Cavalier coming in for the Scorpions. They're going to clear those up pretty easily. I think they'll survive against that. Oh, one Scorp stays alive. Genoese come forward. We do have a lot of elite skirm out of the Teuton player. The Teutons do not get bracers, so that'll be a punishment late game, and they don't currently have armor on these skirms, which could be difficult. But they will still do well enough against the pavised up, now permanently pavised up Genoese crossbowmen. We'll see if these two-handed swords they're getting gambesons, so they can do some of that fighting a little bit. And then they're also like, are they going to go champion? Are they going to get ferreters and really commit to these massively powered champions that Armenians end up getting? The two-handed swordsmen are on top of these Genoese, surprisingly. The Cavalier have cleaned up most of the skirmishers and are going in for the Treb now, which is probably going to it's going to go down. Really it looks like Team L is at a huge disadvantage now. We do have castles and things like that still up, but they are backed up into this corner, and the GG is called. So that was a pretty solid game. I think that Blue, our Italian player, really did a good job of holding the center, understanding of that nice clean up dropping that castle. I mean, honestly, I think, the criticism could be that up here would have been like you could still do pretty much everything you wanted. You could hit the stone, hit the town center, but you'd hit like all of the wood line to defend against this gold that yellow did get some of. But all in all, it still worked just fine. Consistent pressure early on the Teuton player. I did like that these villagers over here ended up sending over men-at-arms and pressuring. I think there was not really any... The Italian player went up nice and fast and efficiently and actually managed to then do stuff immediately afterwards. And then we saw basically yellow and red didn't go up as quickly, and then just also didn't have like a military presence. That if we had seen archers early out of red, that they were able to be forward. If you have 4 or 5 archers here when that castle is starting to go up, you can clear them out and really keep that from being a problem, or at the very least delay. But a very solid game. I definitely enjoyed Kama's play of that game. So let me give me a second and I'll get rolling on the next one. All right, we are back with game 2 of Fully Exposed Woodline versus Team L, as we are calling them. We are on Team L's home map, which is the wall. For those of you who aren't familiar, there's a neutral wall in the middle of the map that can be busted down fairly easily. It cannot be repaired. And then there's large wood lines and everything back safe. It is a closed map, so it's played somewhat defensively. But in terms of how it ends up being played is a lot of the times it's not unusual to see early castle siege workshops coming down with a ram to knock a hole in and really make your presence known on the opposite side. We had a sub out, so it's slightly different team player setup. So in the red, we have Biani playing as the Poles, and we have Groot Hoof D playing as Bohemians. Bohemians, a very common civilization to play on Zawal, with their strong tendency to get that early getting gunpowder early in Castle Age, switching into that Hoofnies Hell build at some point. In terms of Fully Exposed Woodlines team, we have Green Dwight Schrute playing as the Slavs and Kama playing as the Burmese. So both sides have a strong farm cavalry civ. Poles and Slavs both are going to be able to build a very powerful, have very good economic development in terms of the amount of food they can generate. The Slavs with the farming bonus and the Poles with the ability to get food from their full work. And then we have the other two players that are playing much more standard, let's build a castle, let's start aggression. Bohemians are played, like I said, very commonly on this map because of that switch that you could go potentially into gunpowder. I would guess that we're going to see them come forward and get their siege workshop up and running and come forward off of 1 TC while their partner builds up potentially into 3 TC boom. And I think likewise we're going to see the same out of the blue player that's playing as the Burmese. I think that's going to show up a little differently. I think that's going to for sure be as sure as I can be, is going to be getting a castle up and use the castle to knock down the walls, mostly because Burmese have the Arambai, which are extremely strong when massed, can burst things down, and are great raiding units. So the thought will be is the castle comes down, takes control of a section of the wall, knocks down the wall. Arambai get to go in, knights follow in, and you can put pressure in through that. Interestingly, we don't have strong archer civs on this map right now. Burmese and Bohemians, neither of them are particularly strong. I think Bohemians technically have full upgrades. That's actually a good question. Maybe I shouldn't talk too firmly about things that I don't look at that. They have completely fine archery range, so they could go archers. Burmese are less likely just because they have that they're lacking 2 archer armors, which could be a little bit of a pain in the butt. They don't get arbalest. And then we have the cav civs. Late game, Slavs can definitely become a very big powerful civilization with a ton of economic development, and end up in boyars. The mobile Teutonic Knights, and in terms of solutions to that, Poles don't have camels, so which I mean, camels still even can have a little bit of a hard time against boyars. But the Bohemians would be Halbs as your solution. So we'll see what happens here. Red and yellow both going up. Team L is going up nice and promptly at 21 and 24, 21 and 24 villagers respectively. And then blue's going up with 24 as well. Green, yes, I would assume is going for a big boom, is going up to 27 bills before clicking up in the first place, and is just getting onto gold now, which makes me think this is going to be a 3 villagers on gold, is going to go full eco development and then really try and get 3 town centers rolling. Red is up. What do we see out of red? Full works going forward. We see a market. Are we going to... So red is not there in terms of eco in terms of res to go up, but yellow certainly is. Yellow is getting ready. Is going to do a standard fast castle with a blacksmith and a market. Looking to get up and really be rolling in this game. I don't see anything too crazy out of him so far that would say that we've got different things going on than what we expected. Scouts roaming along the walls, nothing too crazy there. Fast castle coming out of our Burmese player as well. And I would assume I'd be extremely surprised if this is not going to be a fast castle boom for our Slav player. Just make great use of those powerful farmers and really invest in the late game and that ability to get there. So we'll see. And it's as we saw in the previous game, Kama played as the Burmese this time, played Italians last game, and was able to really seemed very comfortable coming forward and creating pressure with a castle. Kama is all the way up, or is on the way up to Castle Age now. Stone mining upgrade is coming in. Has a bunch of villagers on stone. Is okay. So not a perfect. Not going to have it instantaneously available. I don't think they'll be forward to build that castle right away, but it's going to be pretty quick. Bohemia player is going up as well. So up to the castle is partially up to Castle Age. Red is clicking up as well. Green did invest a little bit earlier, but now is clicked up to castle as well. So we'll see, we'll see yellow up first, it looks like. Yellow, blue, and then we'll see red and green come in at roughly the same time as well. Upgrades coming in, double bit X, horse collar coming in for green. Like I said, looking to develop that big eco. Already has this very cute little back area. I would have preferred to see just like a town center back here. That's kind of an awkward space. Maybe you can just blow up the lumber camp and build it back there. These little crenellations are very interesting on Zabal. So stone miners going forward. Is he already there? He's very close. Those stone miners will be able to finish. He's coming forward and is going to drop. The other nice thing about Burmese is they have vision of the relics. Let's see. So we're on green's vision, or we're on blue's vision. No, wait, we should have been on blue's vision. Let's try this. It's doing the weird thing again. Let's try it. We'll switch to him and go here. So it does grant vision of where those relics are, which is handy dandy. You can potentially get all the relics and gather them up nice and quickly, especially if you can knock it down, drop. We have gold here forward. Burmese do play decent monks. They have pretty good monks overall. And you could pick up those relics when you're pushing in. So we'll see. Green about to go up. We do see 2 TCs out of the Bohemian player, so it's going a little less forward aggro. But on stone, so this does make me think, he's going to go forward. Part of what the Bohemians end up playing a lot of times is they will go Hussite wagons forward, which are fairly good at pressing there. Yep, he's going to bring forward the Oh, so we've got some sort of, I don't think this is how it's supposed to work. Typically, Zoal, you can't repair that. I don't think he realizes that. He's repairing the wall he's shooting. I think he wanted to attack it. That's annoying. He figured it out. And who knows, maybe we'll get a comment in chat saying, wait a second, I don't know why this thing isn't going down. Double stables coming out of the saw player. I guess I was completely wrong. I guess that he's not going for boom. He's going actually for knights, which I guess makes sense if your ally is going to be through very quickly. Third town center coming down for our Bohemian player. Red still sitting here on 1 TC, but is going forward with knights. This is going to take longer than you think, my friend. Not like it's not like super short, but the Arambai are coming in, and I'm guessing they're going to look straight for red is what we're going to do. So like they're going to be looking for some pressure here. I think that town center out of yellow is going to go up, but look at them roll in those nice slow Arambai. Continues to build them back. Just going to keep his TC running. Okay, so they're looking at knights now. They're trying to figure this out, and they're going to see this knight mass and be like, okay, that's not as many. We didn't want to see quite that many. Poles can definitely outmass. Once they get a castle up, they can get the Slachka privileges, which allows for a huge discount in terms of for gold discount for your knights. But you do need to get a castle up for that. In the meantime, you could also get them out fairly easily given the massive food bonus when you get if you get heavy plow, which he does not currently have. He actually does not. Oof. He does not even have horse collar. That would be very useful if you're playing poles, especially when you're starting to drop extra stuff. I would hope that that's going to be clicked soon. These around by back here are going to be a little bit of menaces. They aren't the most accurate unit, but they do also damage things when they miss. So we see he's got a gate up here. He's running around looking. Oh, this castle's going up. Let's see. So these around by could potentially kill vills that are trying to do this castle. He's getting picks. Could just, sort of keep a delay on that castle going up. Castle gets canceled. These vills are coming back out here. Castle bit gets replaced back here a little bit. Makes it more difficult for the Arambai to try and walk through there and get that. They'll just go straight to gold instead. We do see a knight trying to run through and do some running through and doing some strange things. And the Arambai going back have found this Woodline. Are going to really be able to, if they can get through, they're going to be able to pressure this Woodline pretty hard. Oh, there's a hole. Jeez. So these Arambai are going to be hard to deal with. They are standing right now in the way out, and we can see just that those kill numbers stacking up right here. Just absolutely murdering. It looks like I don't know if that still isn't walled in. Oh, he's going to try and wall them in. I guess that's a way, just to wall them in with the last 4 vills. That might still be open there. It's hard to tell. Okay, so Mangonel's coming back. If he's paying attention to this at all and moves back and the Mangonel comes forward, they might just kill that Mangonel anyways. Nope, he's going to take a little hit. Oh, here's some more around by. Okay, so that's fine. I think Blue is very satisfied with picking up 24 kills or something silly back there. He has a round by back here as well. Wow. Green got in with Knights, put some pressure down as well. Picked up 7 villager kills. We see this Night Mass running around from the Slavs player here. Now he's backing off and he's like, I'm going to build my town center. Although he is not currently building the town center. Around by sort of get picked by this a little bit. We do see a Scorpion. They die pretty quick to... Scorpions definitely die quick enough to around by if you're not careful. So that's not necessarily just a instant win. We see more around by here. Ah, man. Blue is really handling the micro well, understanding how to keep his around by moving, keep them hitting multiple locations. Yeah, so the Hussite wagons coming in here, they might be pretty good against that. You see a large Night Mass. We're going to probably have a little bit of a brawl here. Around by trying to get through, definitely taking some hits, but these Knights should be able to come back in here, and the around by can head, oh boy, to another mass here. And I believe, yeah, the Arambai finally went down to that Mangonel in the back. But they're going to bring up this army here, and these Hussite wagons are going to get cleared, and then like these knights can just come up and fight this as well. So let's see. They're going the opposite way. They do not care. So 14 Arambai is definitely a considerable mass. We do have eco being developed back here for the Burmese player with another town center going down, 2 town centers for the Slav player. We have 3 TCs for the Bohemian player, but took a ton of losses back here, and so is at 43 vills as compared to 51 and 48. And then red is 2 TC, but also has taken some losses and is going to be probably pressured out a lot of these things. Still does not have horse collar. Would really recommend that if you're playing Poles, but I guess you've been dropping around here instead of a full work technically. These Arambai are definitely reaching mass where they're going to be more and more able to just sort of fire and kill a bunch of stuff at once, where even their misses will be dealing enough damage. They're running carefully through here. They're going to lose a couple around by, yeah. So now you can see them just start to, like, there's just now enough of them that their inaccuracies don't matter, and they're killing knights. So right back into the wood line for them. We see wheelbarrow coming in for both the players have fully exposed wood line. I think that they are going to have big ecos coming up here, and they are just putting a ton of pressure down on Team L. Yellow is hanging out, is still developing, trying to keep those town centers running to stay in the game. Mangonel is coming over, but that's going to be very vulnerable to these knights. These knights will gladly do that, although that was a big hit for the Mangonel in the grand scheme of things. Mangonel goes down to the Arambai. Arambai is still intact. So we haven't really seen Team L be able to move up towards this wall, make any big moves. We haven't really seen the Burmese player hasn't like gone and got these relics, which he probably should. But they are going to, the knights coming in here and doing some work on some gold. We see yellow pick up forging with no units that use forging. It's a little bit weird. This is like, these are very vulnerable wood lines. Yep, like even if this goes down, like these, like a bunch of villagers are going to die on this back line. Oh boy. So just a ton more villagers really hitting this open player, punishing him for being open. That 3 TC boom results in you not really having the military to fight them off, and this castle, while it does protect this TC, doesn't really keep them from going into the back there. We see they're on by here. We see the knights still around. That none of this really gets stopped by that castle positioning. So we could see fully exposed woodline is 50 vills up at this point. Forward castle, you could build that more forward, my friend. You definitely could. You guys are very much ahead in this game and are looking to close out your second game, I think. And maybe once that goes up, we'll see like a GG, just not because it's necessarily over, but because it will feel like that with a castle being easily dropped on your face. Okay, bit of a lull as the Arambai back off. We do have yellow went right back down to 40, below 40 villagers for a little while there. Red is working his way back up. Meanwhile, the other team's in the mid 60s, looking to break into 70s. We do have just still 2 TCs? 2 TCs out of our player. Ooh, so some red knights got actually back in here, but there isn't a ton to do. I think they got a vill kill, and they're going to get cleaned up. So Slav's still on 2 TCs, so they went with that sort of mid ground where they ended up adding TCs at some point, but they are not fully boomed, which just ended well with the having extra knights has definitely been able to just keep putting pressure on, not have the Arambai player be the only one throwing down some damage. You can see these Arambai just chucking their darts. Gonna knock down that building with a bunch of darts. So we do see out of the Bohemian players and pikes. Pikes are still, like, if they stay massed like this, the Arambai will kill them very quickly. So this will be important to watch what happens with this. So we have the Hussite wagons, we have the knights. They are keeping their militaries close to one another. we'll see. I think these still will die pretty easily to a round by, right? Nope, I guess they're just taking shots. There are a bunch of weak Arambai in there. So big mangonel shot could, especially two of them, could kill a bunch of Arambai. They are not the most hardy of units with 60 HP. I think that is, he does have bloodlines. Or no, wait, he has not clicked bloodlines yet. So he could pick up bloodlines to get a little bit more durable. Got a wolf fighting here. So a scout or Rambai's chasing down this scout. Oh, my friend, you are stuck now. And Rambai's like, you're not getting out of here. Yep, he's dead. Okay, so you see here, they are still just putting pressure on. We have blue almost up to imp. Is going to do the same. It's going to probably just get trebs. So you can see these around by when they start throwing. Oh yeah, just 3 of them die to salvo. Huck in those darts. That semi-splash is very good against grouped units. It's like best against archers, but it's like no slouch against pikes that are all walking forward like that. So we're going to see probably trebs out of this castle right here. We see the third town center coming down. We already have the third town center coming down for the Slav players in the back. But we're going to, and Siege Workshop coming down. So this is maybe a little iffy. The scale mail armor, unfortunately, just with the amount of base damage the Arambai do, I don't know that that's super useful. I think that might be almost a wasted tech at this point. Slav player going up as well. We're going to see those. See that eco continue to be real scary. Generate a lot of food. 85 bills. Just lots of pressure. I don't know how. I think against a Rambai, if you could get up to Halb and Hoofnies, which is a big buy-in, but you might be able to, like a Hoofnies can probably kill a bunch of Arambai in one hit, and you just sort of need to survive until that point. But it doesn't seem like that's what the plan is. Big fight coming in here. I think all these knights are going to get cleared up for red. Those Arambai are getting free shots, and they're sort of densely packed. Even the Arambai are not getting like great shots either. But that's going to clear up really bad. And now the military dominance is very much in favor of fully exposed woodlines. Academic and military dominance right now. Tribe's out pushing this down. I guess he's building only the one tribe right now. Castle coming down now. This is, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this castle again does. It's just like closer and is likely to, it doesn't protect the gold. It's just this town center is not really doing anything. And the other castle's there. So unless you click it up soon, which you could be, and going double treb and hoping that you can hold that. Oh boy. Yeah, the Arambai are here. 31 Arambai. That is a big mass. So he's done a very good job of running around with the Arambai, just making himself a general menace. You can see 41-1. He's just killing Vils, which is the name of the game is. Slav player up now too. Probably going to grab Cavalier at some point. We do see the Bohemian player picking up Fervor. Interesting. So Mangonel's here. Can they get shots? They're landing shots, but there still is, the problem is that now they're closed and like all these Mangonels are going to die. Green Castle coming forward. That's fine. We have, there's like a decent amount of pikes here, which is like fine to deal with these. If you can get up and do, if you can get up and go do your Halb thing, we see how to come in, which means signals a battle elephant change. That is like a switch to battle elephants is certainly a choice. He also has bombard cannons hanging around somewhere. Oh, they're down here. Oh my god, my dude, run! He's dead. Okay, so yeah, look at those pikes die. You don't want to be engaging right now. But Yeah, so I don't know. Is that stables? Is he actually gonna drop stables, or was that a, I want to research how to because it's funny? Oh, there are stables. Oh no, those are green stables back here. I don't know. Castle coming forward. I would like with the amount of stuff he has here to just bring both armies forward and drop it like here. Just do it. Be done with it. Well, now see, like it's not even like they are super protected there because here around by are relaxing. So we see ballistics come in for green, for Scorps, for Slav Scorps. That seems fair. Um, So consistent push. Gonna probably start knocking down these. What do we have? This Wagenberg. So faster gunpowder units. Get these Hussite wagons running a little faster. Are they gonna be able to kill these Trebs? Not quite. They are killing Arambai, but it is costing them as well. Those bombard cannons are shooting them pretty well. Okay. So like, yeah. So the castle goes down. Did he get Wagenberg? Did that go through? It did. Wait, no, it didn't. Did it? Oh, it did. Hussite reforms is the monk discount. So these are probably going to die right here. This is way too much military to fight. Oh man, I missed this. The red just sent all of his knights into eco and is just raiding blue, who is not paying attention to that. I don't think is getting absolutely ravaged by these knights in the back line. This is a good play for red to make an impact and really try and draw this game out a little bit longer. He is killing a ton of villagers. He's picked up 45 kills so far. This pressure is still coming in, and I don't think Yellow's capable of holding it. But at least he's going to get his dollars worth. He's gonna every gold piece he paid for that knight's sword. Those knight swords are going to be paid for in the blood of Blue's villagers. We see the GG come in here. So, another good game. Excellent play out of fully exposed Woodline. Also excellent play out of Team L as well. I really like Kama SM's like efficient fast castle unique unit play, like being able to pressure there was very good. His around by management was very solid. The idea of dropping them here and here and here all at the same time makes it very difficult to respond to those units. They are capable of killing. They do. I think they have 17 or something base attack. Let's see if we can go find one. Where's an around by? So this is elite. So I'll guess 14. I guess they are not as powerful as I thought. But they are pretty good at killing stuff, and so to be able to thread in here and get some kills to work into these backwood lines was very useful. There was good pressure in terms of red at least tried to make a go of it at the end. I think that unfortunately the Bohemian player wasn't able to really hold the line in the way that would have been necessary to justify sticking around for a long time. I think that this was like those Hussite wagons were spending time chasing down the faster around by and just weren't getting much done. But let's see, that was a very good game. We'll click that so they're 2-0, so we're going to go to match point. We will presumably be on Team L's next home map, I'm guessing. Give me just a little bit. Alrighty. We are here, game 3 between Team L and Fully Exposed Woodline. It is match point with Fully Exposed Woodline being up 2 games. It's a best of 5, so this could be the last game if this home map doesn't turn out well for Team L. We see that mix. We are back to the on these teams of 3, we're seeing a Hot Cow and Groot 8hoof playing together. Groot Hoof is playing as the Berbers on the inside wall for the Jungle Rumble. For those of you that aren't familiar, Jungle Rumble has a large wood line that encloses 2 walled civs of opposing teams with gold and relics in the center, no stone in their bases. That ends up in a lot of early play between those 2, and then 2 outside civilizations. that can work their way around and chop through. So for Team L, we have Groothoof in the red, playing as the Berbers, which is an interesting choice for a Civ to play in the center. And then the ally would be the Jurchens, a Hot Cow playing on the outside, versus Kama playing on the outside as the Khmer, and Dwight Schrute playing on the inside as the Saracens. Saracens very commonly played here. I loved playing Khmer on the outside here. You could play relatively aggressively, build up a big ball of knights if you need to, and play the outside if you have to. But then you can cut if you decide to get stone early, which is only located in the corners of the maps here, and here. You can use a Ballista Elephant to cut through an early Castle Age and beat a center much earlier and help your teammate double. I'm somewhat surprised given that Kama seemed to have an affinity for playing a relatively clean Castle Age that was like a good 1TC pressure. I kind of would have thought that would be where he'd be in the center here, but I can also see a very clean fast castle from that he's done an early castle drop each time coming in very handy if you're going with that Ballista Elephant move. Berbers is a little bit of an interesting pick. I love the Berbers. The cheaper cavalry is starting in Castle Age is a huge boon. And might be very beneficial against this. The Khmer being potentially a cavalry civ, but also the Saracens potentially being a cavalry civ. Neither of them have to. You could play a lot of siege scorpions with the Khmer, and you could play archers out of the Saracens. But like that would be potentially. But potentially having cheap camels would be very beneficial. Jurchens will be interesting. They do get the Iron Pagoda. They're kind of a cavalry civ playing the outside. They're decent eco. They don't have, I guess they don't have like that good of an eco thing, right? They just only get the more. They get that their hunted and livestock animals don't decay, so they get slightly more efficient food gathering. We do see the Jurchen player going up right now. These vills are going forward. So the big decision on the outside of this map is often who are you walling this? Are you walling this section and just playing defensively? And the Scots coming forward to start pestering this vill. Is this vill is loomed? Could have taken that fight. So do you wall it up as they're doing, or do you try and get through? So green as well this side. It was going to try and annoy him over on this side, but the houses are going up. Maybe he'll rotate back and try and get some pressure here. He did get both relics enclosed on his side, whereas yellow was not greedy and split the difference. So we'll see where they drop. These villagers make me think, what can be played? Yep, okay, so back, lumber camp. Part of the reason you're protecting this way is that these villagers will actually go and they will chop up and try and meet red. And instead of, cutting through the center and having to go through, which is the same distance as here, you just can't tell, they'll cut through here and try and speed up the time in which they're able to make entry. It's also safe to come in through the back of the ally space. The only downside is that you have to walk vills over there. That if you are like, oh, I need another 6 vills over on this wood line, it's going to take a little while. You can queue villagers to work through a specific trees. So if people are doing that can be faster and faster. You can set 2 of them, just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and like work through those tree lines, because otherwise they will start working to here because this is faster. So we'll see if they're optimizing that. Red's going up as well. We're going to see, so green just went up and we have blue up. Now green is Khmer 22 plus 2. It's going plus 2 here. So interesting that you can go, if you're willing to do it, you can delay going up slightly for Khmer, but you can click with the no building requirement, click up to castle like right away and have an extremely fast castle time. I don't see him out looking for stone yet. He doesn't have a market or anything. I wonder if he's actually just going to boom. This would be interesting to see just a straight boom out of Kama for this game. In terms of what's going on, the Saracen player's back here on gold, has a strong market that he's dropping right now that will allow him to rebalance. I think he's probably, he's fine. Look at all that wood. So the nice market discount is going to be able to buy, or we'll just be able to buy some food, sell 300 wood and buy right in. Did he drop the second? Oh, the blacksmith's going here. He is pushing deer in. Oh, I like the turkey holding up in the gate. So we see a villager walking forward over here. This is gonna get. He's actually gonna get through here, and yellow is out of the church and is playing the scouts. He's gonna get through on this right now. Let's see if green decides to wall up back there. Oh, green. Okay, scouts in. Villager coming through is gonna build his own house wall over here, I think. But now that villager's at risk, we're gonna see some feisty scout play out of a hot cow playing on the Jurchens going forward. So we see scouts. He's got 4 scouts live. He's going to be able to go and potentially punish Kama for playing greedily on the Khmer. You see a barracks coming up because like I need spears. I don't have enough protected wood lines. I'm not going to be able to do that. He is doing, oh, this is fascinating. Just kind of strange little lines over here. So we do see in terms of the wood production, scouts running forward. Let's go get this vision real quick. Is this going to work for me? It is. Okay. So he should know, like, the nice thing about this map is you know where he is. Like, you could just run up there. Like, you're like, okay, I'm going to go see what's going on here. So now I need to go look and check in on that. Berber player is actually almost up, which is really good. He is definitely queuing these through. You can see them actually making good progress. So we have this tree almost down. What do we have here? That tree's got a ways to go. But so if these guys get cleared, they will be definitely... Yep, okay, cool. These are cute as well. Oh, no, they failed and are backed. They were definitely trying that. Nice forward TC. I get the temptation to be like, well, if I put the TC here, he can't walk past me, but he definitely can. He could just drop over here. He can drop over there. Second TC coming down for the Saracen player in the back, which is interesting. I think he's just going safe. The scouts are in over here. This is kind of all like pseudo, or he was trying to get the wall up. Lots of spears, but so far hasn't done anything. He has gotten 2 vills with these scouts. Which is good. I wonder if that still is open. Yep, you're going to lose that villager, I think. Oh, yep, there we go. Pins it down, picks up another kill. Good pressure out of yellow. Understanding that he can potentially slow down the Khmer player pretty substantially. His eco's looking great. So it's just overall is looking very slim and trim, has great low idle time out of the TC. It's just looking to keep pressure on, and the longer he delays Kama, the more likely he's just going to be in over here and is going to be able to pressure Dwight and be able to help his ally beat him up. And so if they get through, like, that's the whole thing. If they can crush the center before Kama can really take off, then you can sort of act as if it's a 2v1. You see villagers coming over here. I would guess that maybe they're getting ready to go in and try and build some stuff, maybe some stables. He is 2 minutes from Castle Age himself. So Khmer player not quite there yet. 37 vills. Should be clicking up soon, I would guess. It's uncharacteristic for Khmer to be not sort of on a lot of food. It's got a ways to go, I guess. But these scouts still hanging around, putting down pressure. Look at these things. You could potentially kill like this farm. But we're going to see... Yep, okay, so they are through over here. These villas just need to be reassigned, and you can send villas through and build stables, build forward things, build a town center in the center for yellow, have gold resources available, really build out from there. Meanwhile, this villager's beating up a wall and then completing a gate of itself. So We did see bloodlines out of the green player. We see bloodlines out of the blue player, which signals camels, I think. Unless he's intending to go up. Oh, green actually got some scouts around and is over here on yellow. I don't actually know where the heck he got that through. Where did he get that? He must have snuck through over here or something. So green is scrambling, is putting a little bit of pressure on yellow. We'll see if these scouts all just go down. They just start getting shot. There has been one villager down. You could probably turn and fight that. They do have bloodlines, but that's okay. We do have a stable going up in red space. Red is looking very robust in terms of his camel and knight production. While Saracens do have more HP on their camels, Berbers get that steep discount, 15%, 20%, I believe. So in Castle Feudal or Castle Imperial Age, yep. So they are going to be looking to try and put more pressure on here. They don't really have any siege at the moment, though. That's the only downside. These scouts are still roaming around over here. We got scouts over here. He did get a lot of spears out of green. 5 spears is pretty decent to try and, pull from a person, although he's now building his own spears. Steppe Lancers coming out of the Jurchen player, which the Steppe Lancers attack faster. So they could be very formidable. They also are decent because you can stack them all up. They're pretty good at killing particular wall tiles, killing villagers that are doing repairs, things like that. So we'll see. We do see the Khmer player clicked up. He's getting a market to try and sort of balance his eco. We see scouts right back on villages over here, getting a few kills. So far, in terms of yellow has been able to pick up more kills over here. It's up to 8 eco kills. So doing a good job, and those should be almost entirely concentrated on green at this point. I think this is open. You could go in right there. You could do it. You could also run around if you want. But, so a Steppe Lancer comes back, or is built back here, and is able to fight these guys. They aren't like, I think the scouts could probably take it, but good pressure coming down. I think Team L is doing great this game. Isn't as boomed. The Saracen player, with another TC is ahead, right? Is doing great with eco, but they have kept the Khmer player from just going hog wild in the back with those efficient farmers, and have a ton of military out. So like if this ram actually knocks things down, and this villager cannot you can bring it forward and it can try to repair, but these Steppe Lancers, okay, they're dropping a castle. I would prefer to see this ram go to not to a gate, but to like a wall piece. See a town center going up for Khmer over on this wood line, which makes sense. Castle coming up here is going to be defensive. We do have a monk. So you're going to want to move these guys out of here. You're going to do this. And you definitely want those Steppe Lancers wherever they went. Where did the Steppe Lancers go? I don't know. I don't know where the Steppe Lancers went. Did they run back for some reason? Oh, they're over here. So now they can repair it. If you see if the steps were there, you could have killed those vills. Instead, the castle goes up. It's going to shoot some Steppe Lancers. No, run the Steppe Lancers away. Townsend are going back here on stone for green. So it's going to be up to 3 TCs. Going to get that boom on. We do have 2 TCs out of both red and yellow at this point, with 2 of them being in the center. They do have good control of the center right now. So this is where it gets a little more dicey. Just go through here, and then it's not the end of the world if you maybe bring forward a Mangonel or something like that. Mangonel is coming forward right now. Try and clear stuff out. They could still kill this gate right now. I think there's a missing piece there. Oh no, it's not. I think there is. Okay. So they're trying to get in desperately. Is their solution is they're like, we want to get into this. We want to get in and exert pressure on this Saracen player. As of right now, they have not busted out. I think maybe that might be passable now. So the objective would be, let's get in there and really start messing him up before his ally can show up. And he is going with camels here. So he's got quite a few. He's got a decent amount of camels built up, but there are a lot of knights out of the Berber player. There's siege out of the Berber player, and those steppe lancers are going to be able to fight camels decently too, especially if they're not the ones being hit. Kumar bringing knights around, getting husbandry and armor as the gate goes down. We're going to potentially see a big fight coming in here. The knight player looking like he wants a fight. Mangonel getting a splash on those camels. So camels here are going to be outnumbered in terms of the Saracen player definitely has more than the Berber player of camels, but I think overall army goes to the Berber player, and it's going to still, like, if the knights are or if the camels aren't killing it. Yep. Okay, so we're going to see a clear up for the Berber player with a lot of military still remaining. Steppe lancers are here in force. There are town centers up, but this is back and vulnerable over here, and you could run through. They are +2 armor, which means this back woodline is vulnerable, and we're going to see a lot of pressure come down these steppes and everything. Like, these steppes could just kill the camels. Just keep doing it. They attack fast. You can do it. Yeah. So you just keep doing it. You lose like one there, and then you're like, okay, well, we'll continue. Berber players, man, the Team L really has them on the ropes, punishing this isolated Saracen player, even though now he has the Khmer player in. Oh, this is not open. This is not currently open. There is still a tree there. So green cannot assist currently. Does not have the ability to get in and help his friend with those knights. He's got a forward back here that he's going to try and do stuff to yellow. But in the meantime, there's just so much stuff in the poor Saracen player's base that is going to be hard to deal with. Ram's coming forward, and he's just going to continue to put pressure on, potentially clear, like, if they can. Up, we see the GG. So Team L is wow. This castle coming down here. Very well. Let's see if this actually. I assume this is going to be over. Let's see. Yeah, because Saracen player resigned. Okay. Very clean play out of yellow and red. Team L going ahead and getting a point on the board, getting a game on the board, getting those scouts forward, really microing those scouts and paying attention. They are still there. They are still doing things in this backline and being annoying. And even if it's a matter of just like moving the villagers back to the town center, building spears, having to respond to that, that's time that green is spending on not building up, not getting a huge eco going and rolling over you. We do see this coming down, and at some point I would assume a castle would have gone down, but the problem of not being able to get into here was a big issue. And then their double up and getting in really gave them that tempo that allowed them to push hard. Good, solid play out of Team L. Really, they definitely really deserve that. So we should be able to go ahead and see Game 4 in just a little bit, and I will be right back. All right, we are back here with Game 4 between Team L and Fully Exposed Woodline. Fully Exposed took the first 2 games of the match, and then Team L has come back with a win on Jungle Rumble, their second home map. We are now on the home map of Fully Exposed Woodline, which is Outcrop, an open map. We still have the same 2 players on Fully Exposed Woodline. Dwight Schrute is in the back playing. In the back in green playing Lithuanians, nice big cavalry civ, and in front of him is Kama playing as the Mayans in the blue. In terms of the other team, for Team L, we have Bayani playing as the Georgians up front, and we have Groothoof in the back playing as the Hindustanis. Cavalry civs and camel civs over hanging out on the Team L side. Outcrop is played through the center section with a forward and a back. So it can be very beneficial if you have a strong player that can hold the front and really apply pressure. It gives the back player a chance to really get rolling. Lithuanians can be very strong here. There are relics scattered about the maps, particularly on these sides where there are other resources. It should be relatively straightforward, I believe, for him to get 4 relics and end up in that powerhouse state where the Lithuanians get +4 to their Nightline due to relics if they get up to +4. So that should be beneficial if Dwight can get up to that and really run with a big mass there. With the Mayans out in front, we're going to see those cheap archers probably come into play, see some pressure come down. I would not be surprised if we see those archers definitely go and dip into the back, trying to take some pot shots here at Groothoof playing the Hindustanis, keep him off the game. We're going to see Hindustanis will most likely, go camels. The Georgians will most likely go cavalry as well. So we're going to see that mix. I think, do the Georgians get like a decent? No, they get crossbow, but they do get bracer. So resetting board. That's a bummer. The Georgians are going to be a little more. They feel more one dimensional than a lot of civs right now. In terms of their cavalry play, they were good for a very, very long time, but Manaspa had some nerfs, and they just don't show up as much. They do get the good eco because of the bonus of their fortified churches, but I don't know. This might be a strange pick here on the front. Playing Georgians on the front seems like it might be an oddball pick when playing something more defensive might be beneficial. Almost like Byzantines might have been good on the front. I don't know what exactly. I'd have to look at what their civ picks were. But we're going to see, you can see back here, green is, and it has like a nice contiguous, a woodline that goes all the way to the edge of the map. It's going to wall up, is going to set these things up. Blue working the same. They are just going full walls. Okay. So this is going to be interesting to watch. And I don't know if they're going full walls. They have discounts from from the Mayans. We'll see if they end up if he ends up fast castling as Mayans. I don't know. I don't think that'll be the case. We do see him going up. He'll be the first up, or the second up technically. So Lithuanians will probably be playing scouts at the back if they have such an early up. They do have that food. They do have a little bit of advantage of early resources. But we're going to see scouts, I think. There's a barracks going up right now. I think we're going to see a stable go up as soon as green hits feudal age, and he's going to play scouts, and then blue is going to play archers. Yep, barracks going up front. We're going to see archery range right here, maybe a second one. And so we see scouts fighting each other. Green's going to go up. He's going to chase that. He's going to chase red down. He has 40 seconds and is much faster and does more damage. He's probably going to kill that scout, especially if it has to run through a town center or something like that. Maybe blue will steal the kill by garrisoning villas, or is he going to potentially snipe he could have sniped the sheep. So we do see that in terms of action on that front. We see a Team L go up as well. What do we got here? We've got a stable coming out of our Georgian player. Do we see a stable coming out of our Hindustani player? They are still pretty open. So they're betting on, let's just stop wasting time. We're going to go up. We're going to try and be as efficient as possible. Hindustanis do get a cheaper villager discount. So if you get up to feudal, you could actually get cheaper villagers and keep a fairly good age up to go into castle age. You could pick up, here. The good old assembled. Oh, where'd the donkey come from? We built the donkey. That is a robot. Or mule, rather. I should be more clear. It's not the same thing. So we're going to see, is that second town center? Yep. Or is a second arch range? Okay. So arch range is out of the Mayan player. Probably going to go forward and put pressure on them with these archers. We have the eagle making good vision. Let's see if we can get what does he see so far? He probably knows we're both, we're playing outcrop. You kind of know what's going on, but he did run through that base and knows that they're essentially open. So that's good on there. Is he going to chase down? Okay, so green scouts are out and about. The red scout here, I don't think there's a hole there. So the red scout went around the outside. So the scouts are at least on the bright side for red. Is the green scouts aren't forward killing stuff right now. They are back here fighting his scout. All right. So we have 4 scouts out for green. I would guess they'll go forward now that they've killed that other scout. Let's see how we're doing. Eco very equal for the time being. The Eagle Scout getting chased down by Eagle's laming. Yep, he's gonna kill. Is he gonna kill? He killed two of the pigs. There's a lot of pigs around here. Is he gonna try and kill more? He can go kill those. Go do them. Okay, Eagle goes down. That lame was pretty nice. This scout's just chopping away over here. We see these archers. You don't have a gate, my friend. You just gonna blow a hole and be done with it. Go forward, start putting pressure down. You're gonna have 10 archers relatively quickly. Scouts still being produced. He has 5 here, so they're just not making. I guess I'd like to see more moves out of fully exposed woodline, but they are pretty secure in what they've got going on. Nobody's had eco deaths yet so far. Oh, okay, so we're gonna have some eco deaths. The yellow get through with some scouts over here, and is picking out some villagers that blue does not notice they're being attacked right now. It's probably paying attention to this red thing and being like, oh yeah, we're getting this. Just recognize that, but it's already lost 2 villagers here in the back, and it's probably gonna lose at least 1 more. Yep, another one goes down. So if yellow is just gonna try and commit and kill the. He's gonna try and kill more villagers. I don't think he's gonna get another kill, is he? He gets another kill. Okay, so he picks off 4 villagers out of blue, which is good. It does cost the scouts, but is up to castle ages. So it's clicking up right now. Horse collar coming in for blue, looking for that eco. Didn't lose anything in terms of archers. Has 11 archers, so these should be like going forward now. Pop that. Just go. Like this is you saw that wasn't walled earlier, which means you still have time to go in there. But I wonder if he's just going to be like, oh, you know what, I'll click up and then I'll go. He's pretty far away from there, from actually clicking up. So we'll have to see what he's going to do. His scout is just happily clanking on the house here, just making renovations. We do see a market coming down for the Mayan player, so maybe he has enough gold that he's just going to buy in. Not really. Interesting. So I feel like this might be a little strange to keep this big of massive archers back here when you could be going forward and potentially doing damage. Yellow going up with a is not sitting on a ton of villagers, but will potentially be able to drop some town centers. Maybe back here, maybe over here. I don't know where these are gonna go. I think he's gonna drop town centers. 16 minutes isn't like the craziest, but for considering he built scouts and that was able to exert pressure that way, that's good. You're gonna build. What you gonna do? That's look like a bunch of villagers probably going for a town center or something. Maybe he doesn't have wood or something like that. Well, we'll see. A bunch of scouts forward out of green now. We have 8 scouts forward. We have archers, only a couple of them, but here comes the big mass. Archer armor coming in. You haven't seen anything yet to serve archer armor. Yellow is dropping a TC out here. Is what his plan is, to go out to the outside. So red's going up as well. Has scale barding already. Is going to look to do knights. So we'll probably just like be knights camels out of team L. That's going to be, you're going to need enough to deal with this archer mass. That is a 22 archers potentially, really being able to put pressure down, and especially if they get over here before these houses go up, you could be in a lot of trouble. I mean, heck, they could get through this before this goes down. Yeah, okay. So this is all like, oh boy, and this is about to, like, that's not super far away. He does notice and moves him away. Town center going up over here. He's just looking for access, and that is to the edge of the map over there, so that's okay. So as soon as this backs off, yep, you're gonna just back those off. Lithuanian player is going up, going to probably, I don't know, there's 3 stables there. Maybe he's just gonna go a horde of knights. But given that he feels like he's in control, I would assume the Lithuanian player is going to do what Lithuanian players do, and he's going to build a monastery and go and get as many relics as he can. Yeah, there's a gold mine coming up. I feel like he is. So they are sort of in right now. They like in this little narrow spot, which is very vulnerable. If you had a siege workshop, it'd be very scary. And they're just trying to. Oh, you don't need to do that. That's not a real thing. I know it looks terrifying, but you didn't need to feel that. He does have a town center out here, so he's going to be working on gold. Unfortunately, yellow is still sitting on 28 vills, doesn't have a ton. He's only lost one. He just hasn't been able to consistently keep things running. And so now there's this chance that they're going to be able to just keep cutting through. Green will be up in 30 seconds, and then 2 minutes behind that will be blue up. And here's the siege workshop going up. Red bidding to the outside as well, so they are trying to develop their ecos and stay in this game. We do have skirmishers back here from red. Oh, good mass of camels here too. So knights out. Do the knights have... Knights are currently only +1. But this is probably enough, I think. Maybe. Like, these camels will definitely kill that. I think that's actually enough in the grand scheme of things. Like, they're going to pack into there, aren't they? So you're going to pack into the corner. Yeah, blow open your house. Don't do this. Oh, boy. Okay, so this is not what you'd ideally want to do. You should kill this house and go in behind them. You're just losing camels and stuff like that. There's six archers left. 5 archers. This skirmish is at least killing stuff. So they are dying. That's a good clear up. I mean, it's very good that was dead when this is going on here. He's rebuilding, but like clearing that up was good and relatively close. Killed 4 on the back, lost 5 there, and those were both against 4 against the Maya player, and you know it's not like the end of the world. So hopefully he can keep his eco running. Really keep it in here. He does have solutions to the Mayans that do pretty well overall, which are the Ghulams, that are the unique unit out of the Hindustani castle. They're anti-archer. They have a small splash, so they do really well against stacked archers. They have really high pierce. They're not great melee brawlers, but they actually do fine against like Halbline. But importantly, they actually have a bonus against eagles. They're not like great against eagles. Like they're not. It's not like +10 or anything like that. It's like, I think +2 or +3. So they're pretty fast, so they can potentially take that engage. But that's going to be pretty good against the Mayans overall, where you don't necessarily want to be bringing your camels against a Mesosiv. Lithuanians, on the other hand, are going to want to go cavalry, of course. And let's go see if we can find out how many relics he has. Where's your relic count? Nothing yet. Right? Yeah, nothing yet. So that's kind of the plan, is that they're going to be just going heavy cavalry. Is he going for the relics? He does have a monastery. He must be going to get them right now. So, knights back here looking to get in. So if they get in, they can like do a lot of pressure. This knight army is forward. This is not like the most risky army right now, or area right now. They like most of them will be able to dive in there. I think there's actually probably too many. Yeah, so 15. So 2 will die if they pack into there. So maybe a couple die like. So they can go into the town center, at least for the time being. Okay. So a couple of them go into the town center, at least then they can scare off the knights temporarily, and then there are camels to respond. So, like, camels are like, yeah, sure, we'll take that fight. You can fight out of the town center. Let's do this. The knights are in the back here, but there are more Lithuanian knights back here doing some heavy work. We do see the new refreshed Mayan archer army here of 20 trying to pick off these knights that are still +1 armor, but like, and so like you don't really wonder what to do here. He does not have ballistics on those, so it's not the greatest, but this Mangonel is chasing around, is trying to go get those. If they pause too long, and then there's this. So we might be into it for a really interesting fight in the center here. Okay, so knights here. Knights going for the Mangonel? Yeah, knights going, oh, maybe not. So Camels dancing. There are a lot of knights. We're going to probably see... I don't think he has the relic yet. Jeez Louise. Okay. So this is a lot of knights here out of green. Which means red's going to be outmatched, and yellow hasn't been able to reposition into that fight. I don't think the camels go back around the other side, and that means that red just loses a bunch. And this is like open. This is very dangerous, and that won't stand long with that many archers either. Villagers go down, so Team L is on the back foot. They are dropping a castle out here on the side. It's green and blue are dropping town centers, both on this west portion, so yellow's all alone on the opposite side of the map. Try and keep those ecos running. Right now, with these kills coming in, fully exposed Woodline is going to take more of a lead in terms of eco. Puts them in a very dangerous position. These camels also are only +1. And they aren't like even as durable to begin with, so those are only at 1 armor instead of potentially a 4 that a knight might be at. Unless that mangonel gets a real big splash on this archer army, Team L is looking like they're in a pretty rough position. We see that sort of this migration as red decides to move over here. The center section is going to be hard. Now, if they trickle in knights like this and the camels can just clear up stuff, they might be able to do some work. Oh, I don't know. Are they gonna? They are gonna get that mega now. So picked off some knights there. We get. Let's see. Still no relics. You'll get there at some point. It would be nice for just extra damage on your knights, but these camels are. Not able to, are going to just have a hard time. There's not red here anymore. Red is backed off and really is like, I'm going down the side. I'm going to keep stuff rolling over here. I'm going to survive as long as possible. But the end result is this back eco from yellow is going to be extremely vulnerable. And this army is not going anywhere. It's not siege, so it's not popping towers or anything like that. Or popping town centers, but it's also just like, it's not moving anywhere. It's going to clean up a bunch of this back eco from yellow. I mean, yellow's got to be feeling pretty bad. He's going to go down probably to 20-ish villagers. A lot of these vills can't really go anywhere unless he's popping a hole, and I don't think that I guess there's probably a hole there. But, like, you're not going to be much safer right here. We're reaching the stage where there are 19 Lithuanian knights on the field, where they can probably, with the help of crossbows, chop down a town center pretty darn quick. So we got another town center over here. Fully exposed Woodline is pulling ahead with 50 vills, dominant in terms of 50 more military, which the bulk of it is a giant mass of crossbows. And Mangonel's finally coming out for blue, looking to start pushing down that front. But the knights going forward, looking like, okay, I'm just gonna keep this eco off the game, and keep him from working his way back in with that Hindustani boom that can happen. Yeah, so you see, I think like a hit, and they could go clear up all this. This is like there's nothing up here right now. And maybe he doesn't care. He's thinking about it, but. You can see that right now, like, oh, we get a castle going up. So with the crossbow mass actually moving backwards, they were looking for something. They're trying to figure out where are we going to go. This is all sort of sitting here in idle. I don't know if you try and get this back up and drop some stone walls or something. But those villagers are going to be able to build a castle back here. But it's going to be difficult. This defensive castle over here will hopefully help, but it is a long road to get into Gulums. They require a decent amount of upgrades to really do heavy work, and you're also going to need to be avoiding the Lithuanians at all costs. And he still has not gotten a relic, which is driving me a bit batty. But this mass here is going to be, I mean, like, I don't know what you do against it. Maybe the mangonels will get a little cheeky and splatter them. But we do see Golems coming out for yellow. tried to mass them. They are good to start, but they only have, you know, they have the 3 pierce armor. So they're not exactly super beefy right now, but they do pretty good. Is that Meganelle is going to go down? Yep. Okay. Meganelle for 3 knights isn't like the best thing, but it works pretty well. Blue over here is going to find this. It's going to find this castle. Actually, I already knows that castle's there. It's going to pick more vills off here. There are a lot of Manaspas, which you know, when Manaspas have 7 Manaspas near them, they get a +1 bonus up to like +5. So they can be very formidable. They're a little glass cannon-y, but they might be something that can potentially do enough damage. Mangonels go down to those camels cleaning them up. He's been doing a good job of keeping this camel mass alive, which is a big thing. So there's 14 camels, there's 12 knights here. So this camel mass could kill all these knights. Which it looks like he does have finally some relics. He's got a relic. He's doing good. So, but that's kind of where that yellow could come in. We do see heavy plow out of blue, continue with the eco. Green, this Lithuanians is almost up to imp, which is going to be, it's going to be hard to deal with. I assume that we're going to see, I don't think we're going to see like a, oh man, that could be like Cavalier into Paladin, which would be really difficult to deal with. We do see red knights making an entry, or red knights making entry over here on green, trying to keep this eco from running. This is back here is very vulnerable. There's plenty of places. Oh, and the bills are running. So good job on Bayani really putting pressure on where he can. Like, okay, I have a few knights. I'm going to send this in. He has a bunch of Manaspas over here. If he walked down here, he could have potentially stopped that town center from going up. Team L is still is a good amount behind on eco with down about 60 vills, but they are putting in their best effort, really picking off vills where they can. These knights are doing work over here. The Manaspa are here. They're going to do some damage here. The Cavalier coming in for the Lithuanian player. It'll be very interesting to see. Is this going to be, he still has two, he's only producing, oh, I guess he's researching out of 1. We'll see if Paladin comes in. I'd be very interested to see. He hasn't queued up a ton, which makes me think maybe he's going to click Paladin right after this. So, which is always fun to see. Paladin are big and scary. Cavalier in. We see the Manaspa, and they are doing Manaspa things and attacking this university. They are generally, Manaspa historically very anti-education, I guess. I don't know. No, that's not, I have no idea. But they are, this massive Manaspa is going to be potentially, this is a good idea. Try and knock down that monastery, pull 1 damage from your enemy's knights. You could definitely do it and run away. Yep, there you go. Perfect. So don't stick too long. Light is fighting the Manaspa, which Lightus will do good. Don't take that fight under the town center, or the castle. We see this castle going up. It's in range of the green castle that's building Lightus right now. So if this doesn't finish very quickly, those could go over and ruin his day. Manaspa knights are still just harassing green. So red deals some damage, is now going to back a little bit. It's nice to draw this big army that is going to be Arbalesters soon away from the main front. But this is, again, we're in a situation where we're going to have fully exposed Woodline both up to imp. And they're in control of both military and economically. That this is going to be a thing where, like, presumably we're going to see, I would assume we'll see some tribes out of here soon. Maybe he's just not seeing that having gone up. Good raids coming in here via the camels. Just looking for things to do. The camels aren't going to take a fight against a big pile of Cavalier or Arbalest right now. Forward castle coming down here. Now, it'll be interesting to see if he sends like only a couple vills forward for this. Are there vills actually coming for this? Maybe not. Oh, nope, it's canceled. I was going to say that could have been a thing where it dies horribly. We're going to see castles over here. We're going to see this castle here, which is going to have another fire. We do see rams coming out of red. That's presumably, look at this, but those Lightus will tear them apart. Roar raids coming in from red, looking for kills where you can get them. We're looking pretty darn good in terms of actually picking vills where you can. But we just see so much economic development from fully exposed Woodline with 93 villas out of green and a 67 out of blue. Where yellow is still struggling at 51 vills, just doesn't have the resources to really go hog wild in this game. So the Rams are going to get here, but as you can see, the Lightus are going to just chop those to pieces. Like, you're not going to get that down. You need. Oh, Petard's out. Is he actually going to get there with the Petards? Nope. The Petards all basically died on the way to the castle. That is brutal and not fun. So we're going to continue to see. I think we're going to see this knocked down, presumably. Comma or one of them. Oh, Treb queued up way behind there. There you go. That's the Treb you want to build. You can start pushing that side, especially with three castles in this cluster are going to be like, if you build up a mass, you're going to start knocking them down. Now, these are the Georgians that have discounted repair, so they're very difficult to knock down in general in terms of your average fortification. But with the dominance in terms of the age advantage and getting enough Trebs, you will probably have good success at knocking this down. You can see it's already taken a bunch of damage from the fight. From the fighting that it's been doing. This castle has been very, very busy. It's been basically building stuff the entire time it's been alive. There's that last minute. So it's been doing things. We still have these Arbalests. So these Arbalests are back here, and they've been having to keep getting called back to defend against these raids. Now, the raids aren't always even there. We do see, as I say, that, of course, there's camels in the back line, and they're getting killed by castle, which is not super fun, since they still only have that one pierce armor. We're going to see Elite Lightus come in. Interesting. He's Elite Lightus, and you're not just getting more relics and going Paladin, my friend? Oh, maybe you... Oh, you do have a bunch of relics. What are you currently at? Oh, I guess technically the Lightus get the upgrade too. I always forget about that. So Lightus are currently very beefy at a whole 21 attack. We do see a good push coming in here from red and yellow with a bunch of Ghulams that, like, now these Ghulams, they really are like they're going to be looking for like another armor upgrade. But potentially looking for that fight against this Arbalest. And the Arbalest are only +2 right now. Bracer's still coming in, and Chemistry is not even on the way yet. So it's not like the best thing. Okay, so he has the second armor upgrade. So let's see what happens. So the Cavalier are sort of intercepting those Ghulams, the Manaspa running in there. That's not optimal for this fight. Now those Manaspa are just going to get wrecked because of ballistics on those Arbalest. And now that leaves the awkward stage where you really need to figure out how to get these Ghulams in here. Does he have... So he doesn't have Squires up right now, so that's why they're moving around so slow. I'd like to see those a little faster if you're going to try and close the distance. But you can see the Trebs have already cleared out a castle over here. Are they going to continue building? Nope, just tons of Lightus. There's a Treb out of this castle as well. So they're going to keep pushing. Cavalier and Lightus are getting some good fights against the Ghulams over here. Yellow's trying to get up, but like, yeah, so like, once you get like a massive pin down on all these, he's going to get cleared up in terms of those Ghulams. Manaspa are in here. I think that Team L is in a lot of trouble, even with Yellow getting up to Imp. There's just not enough eco behind there. It's at 70 vills apiece to deal with. 120 out of green and 90 out of blue. And they have very well developed armies as well, with 4 times as much army on the field right now. It would have been interesting if they had actually like managed to kill that castle, but I don't think that's going to happen. So Treb's coming in, knocking down these castles here on the side. And then when that happens, this is going to be vulnerable to any number of Lightists that are around. Just really pick off more villagers. Force Team L off of this side of the map. And then like the center isn't very rewarding for them. They don't have a ton developed here. I'm guessing we're going to see like either a castle or a town center dropped over here as well. Try and get some eco running over here. Another castle goes down. The Manaspa are going for these Trebs, but they're just going to die to the Arbalest first. Get a hit in. And the Trebs immediately pushing to the next castle. These Trebs might actually go down. There's a decent number of Manaspa going in for them right now, which they will do enough damage that I think that they can kill the Trebs. Or they're just... Oh, there we go. Okay, so Trebs go down there, but there are 4 over here. And that's just still going to go down. Who do you have heavy camo coming in for? Heavy camo armor coming in for Hindustanis. We have the plate barding, blast furnace, wheelbarrow coming in for red, trying to get that military up and running. And E-Skirm coming in for yellow as well. Going into that whole build. It's going to be very difficult against strong Lithuanian knights, right? That +5 is going to be difficult to deal with as skirmishers. Chem coming in for the Mayan player, along with archer armor. Again, I mean, you might as well, I guess, at this point, but like, you're not taking a lot of damage on that front. Camel's going in, trying to get this kill on the Treb. They are going to get that Treb. They're going to run away. So at least you pick off a Treb, but it doesn't stop the fact that there's 3 of them still rolling around. And this is going to get slowly cleared up. They have a push coming in here. They're going to drop a castle right back in that front place that they wanted before, but now there's nothing really to stop them. These Lightists going in, looking for more kills. Like, Lightists could probably just kill this town center really easily. Just tons of eco in the back. This map is being currently dominated by fully exposed woodline. FEW, I guess. I should have just called them few and been done with it. You can see these massive armies rolling around. 182 army on the field for fully exposed woodline. Team few. And just, they are, I believe they're basically both pop capped. Yep. So they are, they're just so much damage on the field. They're like going to be able to kill this castle on their own, right? And GG coming in from Team L, seeing that the power of the light is chopping down their castles, I think was enough. Good play. I thought that the scout play out of yellow and trying to get in there and do some early damage was good. I think that there just wasn't enough damage, and especially with playing both Georgians and Hindustanis, the idea of being able to continually pressure that front line got very difficult. You could get in, you could sort of hit stuff. Red was lost a couple scouts in awkward positions, but that transitioned into just being on the back foot the whole time. This forward with scouts and the archers actually was cleaned up fairly well. Like, it didn't go too crazy with those early plays, but then yellow I feel like should have been able to take off further, and like after those initial raids and getting pushed or whatever, that it should have been like, okay, my goal is to just boom and get really big. And Hindustanis have solutions for the things on the field, but I don't think that he really got to that point. The Ghulams didn't end up really doing anything. They got mowed down because they were trying to take those mixed fights with when the Cavalier were there, and the larger archer army just was like, okay, I can always shoot the Ghulams, but then I can also shoot the Manaspa. I think it was a very good game, and it gives fully exposed Woodline Team Few the 3-1, and they'll be on to the finals for the Scout Division. Excellent play. I've really enjoyed watching these. I very much have enjoyed the strong like castle unit play, that sort of early Castle Age aggression. We didn't see a ton of Feudal Age play in general, but I thought that they were all very good games, and I look forward to seeing them in the finals. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you soon.